There's this guy named Alex climbing a sheer cliff at an enormous height. And the scariest part is that he's got no protection equipment, no parachute. If he makes one wrong move, the consequences will be tragic. Alex doesn't even realize how terrifying his ultimate ascent will be, the one he's been dreaming about his whole life.
One little mistake, one little slip, and you fall and die.
The story I'm about to tell you is real, and they made a documentary film about it. Alex Honnold, a 31-year-old American climber, is obsessed with scaling mountains in the free solo style. That means alone and without protection equipment. The guy has conquered numerous peaks. Climbing is his entire life, so he's never had serious relationships.
Free solo is so dangerous that less than 1% of people who climb attempt it.
Right now, Alex's dream is to conquer the rock wall El Capitan in Yosemite National Park, which is graded at 5.13, 7 plus in difficulty. The route on El Capitan is called Freerider, which was created by Alexander Hubert in 1998, and no climber has ever completed a big wall free solo at such a grade of difficulty in history. Alex has some concerns about this endeavor, but he still comes to Yosemite to check out El Cap. Are you afraid of heights? Share your answers in the comments. Alex lives in a van and trains a lot. At 19, he dropped out of school and has been climbing ever since. He loves this life. Recently, he met a girl, Sandy McCandless, who supports him, but he's not ready to fully commit to a relationship.
Like, I will always choose climbing over a lady, at least, so far.
The guy doesn't suspect that he'll change his mind very soon. Alex has climbed El Capitan with protection equipment around 40 times. He's been dreaming of doing it free solo for 7 years, but he couldn't muster the courage. To cover all bases, Alex meticulously studies the rock and records every step in his journal. He needs to explore all the challenging sections and rehearse overcoming them. Only then can he ascend the 975-meter height. His friend, Tom Caldwell, an experienced climber, comes to help Alex, but he'd never dare to free solo freerider. While they start the ascent, the cameraman Jimmy Chin will be filming them.
El Capitan is unbelievably huge, kind of unfathomably huge.
During the ascent, Alex tries to imagine how it would be to climb these same sections without a rope. For now, just the thought of it makes him shiver. Alex is generally a reserved person and not used to sharing his plans with others. Although he agreed to the filming, the cameras and crew distract him from focusing. In his childhood, Alex was a timid and shy boy. He was never the cool kid, and climbing was his only passion. Due to his introversion, he always climbed solo.
I didn't know anybody and I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Alex himself doesn't yet understand why he became this way. And most importantly, he doesn't realize that there's another way to live. He earns a living as a successful dentist, which allows him to establish a foundation that helps improve the lives of people in poor countries. Alex invites Sunny to visit him. She is very sweet, cheerful, and also passionate about climbing. Sunny loves the straightforwardness, eccentricity, and overall life of her boyfriend. Together, they start climbing the mountain with protection equipment. Suddenly, Sunny makes a mistake while feeding the rope through a grigri, and Alex falls from a low height, injuring his back.
Right after it all happened, I wanted to break up with her.
I was like, oh, this is bad for my climbing.
Alex gets treated for a compression fracture, and Sunny promises to be more careful and fully support her beloved. What do you think? Do relationships make life more colorful, or, on the contrary, just get in the way? Several months later, Alex goes to Morocco to practice free solo climbing on the local slopes. There are many holds that make the training safer. The whole filming crew, consisting of experienced climbers, accompanies Alex. The guys film Alex's free solo ascent in Morocco. Despite all the dangers, he handles it well. Nevertheless, his friends try to dissuade him from the ascent of El Capitan.
I think everybody who has made free soloing a big part of their life is dead now.
And that's true. Few enthusiasts of such extreme endeavors make it to old age. Everyone is so concerned about Alex that he decides to get an MRI. This way, he'll find out why the self-preservation instinct leaves and understand how his brain responds to fear during free solo climbs. The doctor explains that Alex's amygdala in the brain don't function well. They are responsible for forming emotions and only activate in Alex during very intense sensations.
Maybe my amygdala is just tired, from too many years of being all gripped.
In the fall, Alex returns to Yosemite and starts climbing El Cap with Sunny using safety equipment. Alex admits that he feels fear like everyone else but knows how to deal with it. However, on El Cap, it's difficult for him to overcome his emotions. There are sections on the rock where he has to stand on tiny footholds, just on the texture of the stone. At this time, Alex fails to hold on. He falls from 10 meters while climbing Free Blast, the first section of Freerider, and sprains his ankle. The doctor recommends him to stop training for a few days, but Alex can't live without climbing. Sunny hopes that if they get married and have children, Alex will become more cautious. However, she doesn't realize that her beloved has no intention of changing his life. Alex's mother also hopes that her son will come to his senses and give up free soloing, but she doesn't want to risk giving him advice.
I could come down on him and say, you shouldn't be doing that, and alienate him, and it would have alienated him, because that's his whole life.
The woman understands that Alex feels truly happy only during his climbs and respects his choice. 3 weeks after the injury, Alex returns to El Capitan. His leg still hurts, but it doesn't stop him. If he doesn't prepare within a month, he'll have to wait until next year for the ascent. His friends fear that rushing could be a fatal mistake. In the intervals between training, Alex leads an ordinary life, but it turns out that his family was not accustomed to hugging. Alex had to learn it in adulthood. It's also strange that his family never said, "I love you." His mother tried to show tenderness, but his father was very distant. Alex's parents always devalued his achievements and never praised him.
No matter how well I ever do at anything, it's not that good.
Because of it, Alex constantly seeks to reach new heights to prove to his parents that he is capable of something. He always strives for perfection and tries to achieve perfection. It genuinely scares Alex's friends. He continues to train and identifies 6 critical points on the rock, where it will be the most challenging to hold on. In one place, Alex will feel intense pressure on his body. In another, there will be no footholds. The most challenging section is as slippery as glass. He will have to hold onto 2 vertical cliffs at a height of 750 meters.
It just fills me with terror.
There's also another option. There, Alex will have to hold on with just one finger and press his foot into a very unreliable vertical recess. Then he will have to jump. But at that moment, the likelihood of falling down is significant. So far, Alex hasn't been able to pull off this trick, even with protection equipment. Sunny is incredibly worried about Alex, as he has become an essential part of her life. But Alex can't even bring himself to tell Sunny that he loves her, as he has never said it to anyone. Despite this, Sunny believes that their relationship has a future. Alex continues his training and easily free solos other cliffs in Yosemite. Professional climber Peter Croft comes to support him. Peter has done an incredible number of free solo ascents, but would never do it on camera.
The worst thing about having a film crew is if it changes your mindset.
The moment arrives when Alex is almost ready for the feat. The camera operators search for favorable spots to film without distracting him from the route. Alex asks them not to place cameras in the most terrifying spots. He doesn't want his friends to witness a possible final fall. Finally, Alex chooses the day for the ascent. He wants to start at 4 a.m. to avoid the sun's interference. In the evening, he jokes and sets a positive mood, even though his leg still hurts. Only at the last moment, he confesses to Sunny that this will be the solo ascent he'll do alone.
Whoa, Alex.
Whoa.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
It's painful for Sunny to let her beloved go. In the evening, she cuts his hair, trying to understand his perspective on life. Alex doesn't want to live as long as possible. He doesn't need that. He appreciates Sunny's care, but he's not ready to give up his goals for a long and happy life with her. Early in the morning, Alex wakes up a minute before the alarm goes off and drives to El Capitan in the dark.
It's like always about like excellence and perfection. And I was certainly raised that way, that you need to perform.
Alex starts the ascent. At 150 meters, he feels uncomfortable and doesn't want to continue. He is ashamed of his weakness. Because of the cameras, he can't focus and overcome his fear. Alex returns to the van, and Sunny is glad that he changed his mind. Experienced climber Peter also believes that Alex made the right decision. Everyone else fully agrees. Only Alex torments himself with doubts and guilt.
It's the first time I've ever gone up on something like real and then not done it.
3 months have passed. Alex and Sunny buy a house in Las Vegas. Sunny is thrilled, planning their future together. Alex, as usual, remains reserved about positive emotions and is dissatisfied with many things. They buy different appliances for the house and settle in. Alex values his relationship with Sunny but can't live peacefully without thinking about El Capitan. He understands that happiness and comfort matter most to Sunny, but for himself, achievements are a priority.
It's about being a warrior. It doesn't matter about the cause necessarily. This is your path and you will pursue it with excellence.
In the following spring, Alex resumes training on El Capitan. He finds the spot where he ended his last ascent and discovers a new way to pass through that challenging section. The main cameraman, Jimmy, suggests stopping the filming to make it more comfortable for Alex to climb, but he has almost overcome those fears.
I need to like dial it in so much that, you know, it doesn't matter if there's like a stadium of people watching me.
Alex meticulously describes every move on the rock and memorizes them by heart, as his life depends on it. He practices a lot to feel confident in his body. Soon, he learns that his friend and fellow climber Yule had an accident while free soloing. Alex takes the news calmly and without surprise. He is entirely focused on his ascent and plans to do it the next day.
You know, like, Alex's existence will be over.
Sunny helps him pack his things and then says a touching goodbye. She wants to believe that everything will go smoothly, so she puts on a carefree appearance. After saying goodbye, she drives away from the van where Alex spends the night. From that moment, he better be alone so that nobody disrupts his mindset. After she's far enough away, Sunny lets her emotions flow.
Of like, what if something happens? Like, what if I don't see him again?
The day comes. Early in the morning, Alex heads to the mountains. He is self-assured and silent. Carrying only a small bag of chalk, he begins the ascent. The chalk helps him get a better grip on the rock. He has nothing else with him, and even the slightest mistake could cost him his life. The film crew has grown close to Alex during this time. Now they watch him from the ground in horror, deeply worried about him. Alex smoothly passes the section at 145 meters. Last time he changed his mind gear, but now he continues. And now he's already at 300 meters. He slips slightly, but manages to save himself miraculously. On a wide ledge, Alex encounters another climber dressed as a unicorn, but it doesn't distract him. He moves on and begins the ascent through a massive crack. He reaches a challenging section where the rock crushes his body.
He's almost through it.
Alex really manages to get out of there and now hangs at an enormous height on a sheer slope. The cameraman can't watch it calmly. Alex reaches a height of 625 meters and starts moving slower. It's one of the most dangerous sections. Balancing on his fingertips, Alex finds footholds and finally moves on. Now the guy climbs the rock, inserting his hands and feet into a narrow crevice. At any moment, something could go wrong.
I can't believe you guys actually can watch.
At a height of 760 meters, Alex passes the most exposed section. Alex edges around the slope, holding onto unreliable rocks. His friends below are afraid to breathe as they watch him, while he smiles and enjoys himself.
I'm done. Yeah, no, this is it. We don't need to do this again.
On the rock, Alex continues to do something that's terrifying to even imagine. Thus, he reaches a height of 910 meters. He goes a little further and climbs to the top of the unattainable El Capitan mountain. Finally, he achieved what he dreamed of for 8 years. Now Alex's loved ones can breathe a sigh of relief for a while.
So delighted. That felt so good.
Alex calls Sunny. The girl is overflowing with joy and very happy that everything is fine with her beloved that she sobs into the phone. She's genuinely proud of Alex and understands how important this climb was for him. Finally, the guy also expresses his feelings.
Okay, I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I love you too.
You're the best.
As Alex descends, he casually mentions that the mountain wasn't that scary. Then, instead of taking a break, he starts new training. This was the film Free Solo. Throughout the whole movie, I was genuinely scared for the protagonist. I didn't even want to believe it was a documentary and not a fictional story. But I understand that many people need intense experiences to feel truly alive and happy. Now Alex continues with free solo climbs. A few years ago, he and Sunny got married. What do you think of Alex's feat? Would you dare to do something similar? Do any extreme activities bring you pleasure? Or do you prefer to relax safely on the couch? Let's discuss in the comments.